91.5 WBIM presents the Saturday Night Soundtrack. Whoever you're with, wherever you're going, whatever you're doing, don't stop. Just turn us up. Coming to you live from the campus of Bridgewater State University. We are your destination for commercial-free classic rock to power your night. Zeppelin, Rolling Stones, Van Halen, Aerosmith, Beatles, Eric Clapton, Pink Floyd, The Who, U2, AC/DC, Tom Petty, Allman Brothers, Ozzy, Neil Young, and hundreds more. Take us along wherever you go with the Livestream.com app in the iTunes and Google Play stores. So go get some food in the belly and gas in the tank as BSU's Alumni Saturday rocks on. The Saturday Night Soundtrack with Rob Hicks, Jarrod Barbetta, and Steve Rimmer begins now.
I'm gonna blow your face out!
On Bridgewater's own 91.5 WBIM.
91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Saturday Night Soundtrack's underway. So welcome to it, Rob Hicks, Jarrod Barbetta, Steve Rimmer.
Comrade.
And,
yeah, you're welcome to it.
And we are the champions. Not only the Patriots nation, but here at SNS, I mean, we're like the Patriots at WBIM. We get it done. We might suck every once in a while, but we get it done in the end. So
we could have done an overtime show tonight.
Yeah, no, we could have. We could have. It would have been great.
But it would have, but it didn't happen.
Nope. We would have loved to have been with you guys since 5 p.m. tonight.
Yeah, we would.
But F us, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, the Kremlin didn't want us.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
It's not.
Putin's got it against us. President Putin?
Yes. Putin. Give us a call. Let us know what you want to hear. Other than our...
So, when you think about it, it's put in.
And here we go. It's going. Let us know what you want to hear. If you want to hear veiled double entendres and political snide remarks from us, you're going to hear that anyway. But if you have any song requests to go along with it, well, let us know. 508-531-1303. It's Classic Rock until 11 o'clock. You can follow us on Facebook. Like us there, Saturday Night Soundtrack. You can follow us on Twitter as well, at SN Soundtrack. We're on YouTube.
I don't know about the Twitter thing, because I read that they lost huge money on the report, so Twitter might not even be around.
I don't care. I honestly don't care about the Twitter. If they're around, great. If they're not, at least as of the last time I checked, they're around. So
are you posting stuff on the Twitter?
When I post stuff on the Facebook, it automatically posts to the Twitter.
Does it really?
Yeah, so they're linked up. I've talked about this numerous times.
I don't listen.
I know. So they're all linked up so that you can follow us anywhere.
I don't even listen to our own
YouTube,
show.
As I was mentioning before Jarrod interrupted me, we're on there too. Search for Saturday Night Soundtrack. You filter for channels. We're the first thing that comes up there, so you can find podcasts, all our old shows up there, and live stream. Livestream.com is a website, of course. It's also a free app in the iTunes and Google Play stores. It is up and running because that's actually where I checked to find out to make sure that there wasn't anybody up here when we decided to come up just slightly early. Not as early as we could have, but yes. I digress.
The Soviet Union of America.
That
never gets old.
No, it never does. No, absolutely not. And
sounds dangerous, though.
And it's going to keep happening because that's the case. Mm-hmm. So how are you gentlemen this week?
Oh, we're good.
Oh, good.
Duh. I just figure you might as well get used to being Russian now.
Yeah, well, might as well give it a start.
Is it Russian or 1940s German? I don't know. Oh, well, I don't know.
Could go either way.
The Germans invaded Russia, I believe.
Well, they tried.
Yeah, they tried.
They got held up on the in the snowy north there.
That is true.
Mm-hmm.
That is true.
There's a great history lesson going on here.
Yeah, they don't need to invade this time. He's like...
Yeah, they
tongue-in-cheek with him.
Well, they self-appointed themselves.
Exactly.
They self-appointed themselves.
Have you seen the? Did you see the Politico cartoon? I don't even know whose cartoon it was, but I saw it somewhere on. Somebody shared it on Facebook somewhere where there's a it's Donald Trump with a gag ball in his mouth. It's Steve Bannon on top of him with like a leather. Like with spikes coming out of it, like girdle bra type of deal.
I missed that one. It sounds great.
On top of of Trump, and then opening the door, and the door says honeymoon suite, and it's just the Statue of Liberty just walking in, looking awkward while they're on the bed, and Trump on the bottom with the gag ball. It's hilarious. This is the type of programming you guys got for the next 4 hours, by the way, so get used to it.
It's educational. It's informative.
Yeah, if you don't like it, well, there's this little thing called the dial on the radio. Why don't you play around with it and see what it does for you?
Exactly.
Go listen to Ariana Grande for 40 hours
That's
before
what
she gets deported, too.
Why, is something going on with her?
Yeah, I'm going to talk about this later.
Oh, okay.
I got a nice little story.
All right, we'll save it up then.
Yeah.
So
this is going to be good.
Oh.
This is going to be good. What do you got there? What do you got?
I don't know. I
want to call you Felix the cat because you got a bag all the time.
I can't remember what I packed today.
Ooh, look at that.
well, it's a surprise for all of us, then, isn't it?
I'm always packing something.
First big block of classic rock for the evening coming up now. Seems like a good time to get into it, so give us a call.
I know what I'm packing.
508-531-1303. Got Donovan on deck, also Billy Squire and the Eagles all coming up. You got SNS on BIM.
Bridgewater's Saturday night soundtrack with Rob Hicks is all request. Call 508-531-1303. The classic is our parts. What we rock is up to you.
It's Skinnerd at 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. SNS radio show. Led Zeppelin was before that. Alice Cooper. Heard from Bush. Hart had a twofer of the Eagles. Had the Eagles proper and Joe Walsh in there as well. Kicked everything off with Billy Squire, Rob Hicks, Jarrod Barbetta, Steve Rimmer, 736.
Evening, comrades.
Hello there.
Hello. Call us up, 508-531-1303. Let us know if there's anything you want to hear. It's Classic Rock until 11 o'clock, so we can get anything on that you want. And we're gonna be your buds, your Russian comrade buds, if you will. But your buds nonetheless. Let's jump right into this. Steve, you and I are married.
No, not to each other.
Not to each other, we hasten to point out. Not that there's anything wrong with that. So I feel like I'm about to present a situation that comes up more often around my place than around your place, because you're the one who does a lot of the cooking around your place, because that's your thing.
Correct.
And also, so in cooking and everything else, you also acquire the goods and the ingredients and the items necessary for said cooking.
As I did today.
Correct. So this doesn't pertain to you necessarily directly, but probably more indirectly if there are other things that you've ever had to acquire that were outside of your comfort zone. So I'm on my way home from work the other day, and I get a text message.
I love those.
I get a text message, and it says, can you go to the store, and can you pick up two sub-rolls, two small sub-rolls? Okay. So the reason I sigh and procrastinate is that I'm becoming one of those husbands, and I don't want to become like this, but it's just I'm forced into this position where I'm becoming one of those husbands who doesn't want to do these kinds of things. And the reason I don't want to do these kinds of things is because I know that whatever I pick up is not going to be what she had in mind.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to get home with it, and I'm going to present it to her, and that's exactly what's going to happen. So I go to the store, and depending on what store you go to, you may not have the option of getting two sub-rolls because they might not have a bakery that has those individual items. Mm-hmm. Right. So I go to the store that's, on my way home, I go to the nobody cares about where it is, but the Big Y store, which is like right off the exit that I would get off when I'm getting off the highway going home from work. It's right there. I can get off at that exit. I can go to that store and then get back on the highway and come home. So I go there and I find it. Well, I'm looking all around, and there, like I remember, there's no place where I can get two damn sub-rolls by themselves. So I just get a package of 6 sub-rolls that are smaller, and I go home, and I walk in the door right away. I know. I feel like Ray Liotta when he goes to give Robert De Niro the silencers for the guns.
Yeah, you've been set up.
I know she doesn't want them, and I only bought them because she wants them, and now they're not right. Mm-hmm. So I walk in, and she goes, "That looks like more than 6 sub-rolls." Mm-hmm. And I go, they don't sell just 2 sub-rolls. And she goes, you weren't looking hard enough, which is always and in my head, I'm like, well, why don't you go and get the frigging sub-rolls? Because you apparently know where you can get 2 sub-rolls on the store that I went to when I get off the highway, because the Stop and Shop is down the street from when I get off the highway. Why would I get off the highway, go down the street to a supermarket, and then have to go the long way home? Why not just go to the supermarket that's on the way home? It's not like I'm not going to eat the sub-rolls anyway.
I'd have put 2 on the counter and thrown the rest in the trash.
right in front of her.
Right in front of
Oh,
her.
I'm sorry.
Well, I mean,
you wanted some sub rolls. Hang on.
I mean, I basically said, I was like, well, I'm going to eat the other 4 in some capacity, even if I just put butter on them and eat them by themselves. So don't worry about it.
In the bath.
Yes. So, perhaps not. So, so to rub salt in the wound, I think it was the very next day.
What did she do with them?
Well, she was making meatball subs, like little meatball subs. We had meatballs in the freezer, and we had sauce and provolone cheese and all that. So she was putting all that together. Well, that's fine. And I appreciate you putting together sandwiches for me when I come home from work. That's fantastic.
I would have eaten 5 then.
Right. Just don't give me crap about the sub rolls and how many there are. You already know the situation. You know what the shot is. This is not a store where you can buy individual sub rolls. Relax. So to rub salt in the wound, the next day I'm working from home, and about maybe 2/3 of the way through, I can't remember what time of the day it was. She must have been on the way home herself. I get a text message, and I look, and it's a picture message, and I'm like, oh, good, a picture message. This is probably something sensual. I open it up. It's a picture of the goddamn bakery at Stop and Shop, and it's a picture of individual sub rolls. And I'm like, holy crap. I didn't even respond to it.
No.
She crapped all over you.
Absolutely. Just a big, just all over. And I couldn't, I was like, you serious
So
right now?
I got home today.
Yeah.
And my wife she had to work today because they had a snow day. So
Yeah,
they
sure,
had people
right.
come in.
Okay.
I didn't expect to get home before, but I did. So the yard is full of snow.
Right.
So in readiness for tonight's show, I got my car on the side of the yard pointing towards the road, so when I leave at 6, I could just get in the car and just drive away. It'd be no problems whatsoever. In the bathroom after I got home, and I hear, Stephen! I'm like, what the hell is that? I come out of the bathroom, and it's Jean, and she's at the door leading into the apartment from me outside, and she's like, you didn't leave me enough room to park my car. I'm like, yes, I did. There's plenty of room behind where I parked. Why couldn't you just pull forward a bit more? I'm like, do you want me to park your car for you, honey? No, I'll do it. Slam. And I'm like, oh, welcome home. Hope you had a good day. I'm like, that was the beginning of our day. She managed to back up behind my car with no problem.
Oh, that's
with
great.
Plenty of room, etc.
The other day, all the
Yeah.
So, and then the other day, the day it snowed, we both had a snow day. So we both, my wife's place was just plain closed, so she had the day off. Well, I'll get into that. That's actually another segment. We'll get into that later on. So she had the day off. I was just working from home. So Friday morning was the first time that either of us. I was working from home again on Friday, but then she had to go in. So it was the first time that she had gone out since the day before. So she says to me, I say to her, because she's got this thing that she puts across her windshield, right?
Oh, okay.
So basically just to protect more against the ice than anything else.
Yeah.
I mean, you're still going to have to brush off your car regardless, but it keeps it from getting all frozen and everything. So I'd say to her, I was like, do you still have that? Is that thing still on your windshield? And she says, yeah, but don't worry about it. I'm like, well, do you want me to? You don't want me to take it off or anything? No, it's fine. You can just leave it. I'll take care of it. Okay. So I go and I get the coffee and everything. I get coffee for her and I bring it back and all that. She goes to go out to go to work. She steps out on the porch and she looks back and she's like, you didn't clean my car off? Well, you told me to leave it alone. I told you to leave that thing alone, not to not brush off my car. Well, what the hell is the use of leaving the thing alone, but then brushing your car off all around it?
Exactly.
If I'm going to go through the effort of brushing your car off, why wouldn't I just take the friggin' thing off? You told me to leave it. I thought that meant leave your whole car. Hands off. Done.
No, you didn't read
Problem
her mind.
solved. Yeah. Oh, that's a problem.
Exactly.
I see.
You need to be able to do that.
I see. Oh, that's great. Jarrod, you got to get on this marriage thing, man.
Yeah.
You got to get on it, dude.
It's fun. It's a roller coaster.
I mean, I know we sell you on it every week, but if this segment has taught you anything, it's that you need to jump on that bandwagon.
Jump on them. Yes, exactly.
Okay. Call us up and we'll bitch about you too, probably.
Probably. Hey, we haven't heard from Lisa yet.
No. Shut up. I'm sure she'll be coming.
Thanks to open that door.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear on the news?
What did we hear on the news? There's a lot of news out there.
Oh, there is. But I guess the raids have started.
Yes, they did last night.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So if any the ICE raids, the ICE, they've just arrested like hundreds of illegal or were they illegal immigrants or were they legal immigrants that had felony records?
No, they claimed they were illegals with felony records.
Okay.
Yeah. However, there are.
I'm not saying that's the case. I'm just saying, is that what they're saying?
No, that's what they're claiming.
That's what they're claiming. But there have been reports that that some people are just like straight up innocent. Like,
of course
they're illegal, but they're innocent. Like there was like this woman that was arrested, and she's the mother of 2 kids. She doesn't know what's happening. So she's been in contact with her lawyer, who's been in contact with the radio program that I've been listening to, and like, oh yeah, this is bad. And that and ICE is reporting that it's only been 6 states. But,
and they say this is usual behavior.
Yeah, usual,
like
which is true. Which is true. But like it's now.
So are they saying that it's just getting hepped up in the spotlight by the media because of all the
there's a few different things about it. Like under Obama, it was at night. It was a little bit more discreet. These are like daytime situations.
Right.
They're doing it in the daytime.
Like daytime bashing in the door kind of deal.
Yeah, and there's reports that they're coming to like shopping malls to grab people and not doing it at their home like they should be doing.
How do they know that they're at the shopping mall?
I guess they follow them.
That's crazy.
Type of thing.
Why not just wait until they get home with the stuff they shop for? I don't understand.
Well, that's what nobody understands.
Like sub-rolls.
So
they could be carrying sub-rolls for all we know.
But 6
of them.
Because you can't always get 2.
Yeah.
Nope.
That there's also check stops.
You could throw 4 of them at the ICE guys.
So it's I don't know. And then there's like other reports saying that it's not just 6 states, that it's 9 states, and it's only going to get worse from here.
What's this big ice truck doing out here? I can't park my car. Oh. Oh, Steven's getting carted away. They finally caught up with him.
At least I managed to get out of my driveway.
And his British self.
I don't know. Like I fear to
I
say
didn't
that
need anybody to come and plow me out.
Yeah. I fear to say that his name's probably on a report somewhere.
Of course it is.
Right. But at the same time,
he's a green card holder, but still, that doesn't matter. These people don't care.
I think that's
They might go, well, that's an American, like an English sounding name.
Right.
Steve Rimmer. That doesn't sound like Johando Norris.
That's a great made up name on the spot, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you for that one.
You're welcome.
All right. Give us a call. This got real serious.
Yeah.
You might have wanted to squeeze that into a different segment, sir.
Johando Norris is getting off now.
I'd say squeeze that.
Squeeze it.
Yeah.
And here we go.
Don't know what's happening.
508-531-1303. Ozzy Osbourne's on deck.
Call in your classic rock request now at 508-531-1303. If you don't, Rob Hicks will play a half an hour of Bruce Hornsby.
That's just the way it is.
This is your chance to save the town of Bridgewater. 91.5 WBIM.
Stranglehold 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Saturday Night Soundtrack, that one by Derek St. Holmes, which I feel like saying because I don't want to say that it's by Ted Nugent because I don't want to give any credit to that moron. It's a great song, though. I don't want to like that song, but it's a great song.
It's the only song I like.
Yeah, because you don't have to listen to them.
Like even Cat Scratch Fever, I don't care.
Cat Scratch Fever is. I mean, that's an okay tune. I think I said in the first episode of this season too that. When I was setting up everything for the semester, I was looking over all the songs that I usually, play and trying to figure out what's in and what's not and plan everything out. And I always get to the block of Ted Nugent songs, of which there's only 2 or 3 because that's how relevant he is. Mm-hmm. And they're all from 35, 40 years ago. Yeah. And I started looking over the list and I'm like, yeah. I want to put Stranglehold in there because I really like that song, but oh my God, what an idiot! Yeah. If any good thing has come out of the Trump winning the presidency, which you could count the number of good things on that on one hand.
You can use good in that same phrase.
No, you not normally, but I guess one of the good things is that Ted Nugent has kind of shut up over.
He did shoot the effort, didn't he?
Yeah, we haven't really heard we haven't heard that much from him. The last thing I think was when he was blowing off some steam about Madonna back at the end of January, asking the Secret Service to go investigate her. Well, why don't you go poop in your pants again, you idiot, you moronic child?
Are you not listening to all those like little talks that he does, like the one where he had
No,
the
I'm
National
not.
Breakfast,
Nope.
where he's like, "Let's pray for Arnold Schwarzenegger."
Oh, you're talking about Trump?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're talking about.
I'm talking about
Talking
Nugent.
about Nugent.
Nugent. All
Yes.
right, never mind.
Yeah,
Forget
get with the program.
Yeah, keep up with the segment, sir.
Forget
Keep
what
up
I
with the
said.
segment.
Forget what I said.
Yeah.
Forget what I said.
Oh, yeah. No, that was great, though. The National Prayer Service, that little text from that whole thing where I liked the one that was floating around on Facebook. I sent it to you guys, where they compared Obama's words at the National Prayer Breakfast from either the last year or a couple of years ago to Donald Trump's.
Exactly.
Where
Yeah.
he's talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger. Okay.
Okay.
Let's pay for the ratings. Okay. Shut up! I'm praying for something, and I can't say it on the radio. And I would be arrested.
involves a gun.
In some, yeah. So, please note.
Oh.
Hey, ICE, the British guy said that. I didn't say that. That didn't come out of my mouth. Notice the difference in accents, sir.
Yep.
And plan accordingly.
Jarrod's got a great English accent.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
You know, I never thought it was great, but his impression's getting better. That sounded just like you, sir. Uncanny. Uncanny.
I'm such a jerk.
And the last name's Barbetta, by the way.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
Where are we going with that?
I don't know.
Ice.
I don't know what that's going off the rails.
The walls have ears.
You know, if I get deported, I might feel better about being an American.
Yeah.
I like it now. I'm in France, but I'm liking it now.
I could be an American over here.
Oh, here I am in Scotland. Oh, these people seem these seem like cool blokes. Just spend my time over here the next 20, 25 years, and it'll be fine.
That'd be good.
So tomorrow night, Steve,
Oh, yeah.
it comes back.
Is it really?
Yeah, that's
Is it?
tomorrow night.
It's tomorrow night?
Yeah.
Holy crap, I thought it was next week.
No, it's tomorrow night. Get with it, sir. How many?
Looks like you're not going to watch what we were
Two.
talking about.
Yeah, how many episodes in the deficit? That's not that bad.
I'm in deficit 2.
I'll be honest with you. It's not one of those things where I can say, oh, shoot, I can't talk about what I was just about to talk about because I don't remember where it left off.
Okay.
I need a little bit. I almost need a recap myself. I might go back and watch a couple of episodes on demand or something like that. I'm probably not going to watch it
Won't
until
they do,
Monday
like,
night
a
anyway.
recap
But
show?
Well, I'm off
they
on
do,
Monday.
but I'm not going to see that.
I might, dependent on the weather, I might be able to catch up on Monday. And
Gotcha.
then I'll be up to date.
Jarrod, my point is, I'm not going to watch a recap show when I could just go back on demand and watch the actual last couple of episodes. I don't need a whole recap of the whole season. The
Yeah.
recap shows that they do, they recap the entire season. I don't
Yeah.
need that.
No.
I just need to remember what happened in the last 2 episodes. I'm fairly certain I remember some of the big points, but I feel like there's a couple that I might have forgotten, and I just need to go back and check those out and see what's going on.
All right, fair enough.
But I just want to see what ends up happening with Negan.
Yes.
I don't read the graphic novels. So I don't know what happens to him there. The people who have read it say, well, if they go the way they went with the graphic novels and we already know what's going to happen, I don't know what's going to happen. So I'm just going to leave it at
We've
that.
watched them change it before now. Because,
Yeah, they've changed it a few times.
Yeah. They don't want you to be able to expect what's
And then,
going to happen.
and then they tried to pull the whole switcheroo where they tried to make you think that it was going to be Abraham, and then whoa,
Exactly.
not Abraham. There goes Glenn, and then the whole deal.
Yep.
And the tomorrow night kicks back up, and then what's it on until May or something like that?
Yeah.
So
Should be.
The only thing I'm going to be
Although,
watching.
I'm hoping they're going to go to the mini-series
do
way
you
of
mean?
doing things. Like the Brits do. 8 episodes and that's it.
Oh, I gotcha.
Beginning, middle, end.
Yeah, they're probably not going to do that.
Yeah.
No, they're going to milk the hell out of
Oh,
it.
absolutely.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they're going to do.
What were you going to say?
The only thing I'm going to be watching is the Grammys.
Yeah, I can never watch the Grammys.
I don't care
I'm
anything about the
I'm
Grammys
only
at all.
watching it for one specific
Well, I'll
performance.
I'll look into that the day after.
What are you watching it for?
Metallica
Yes.
with Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
Which I was telling Steve because that wasn't officially announced, like per se.
I didn't hear about it until Steve just mentioned it to me tonight.
It was leaked. I guess up in Canada they have to do TV show commercials a little different.
Gotcha.
And they put up a commercial that wasn't supposed to go up just yet, and it said Lady Gaga performs with Metallica.
Nice.
And everybody just lost their mind over it.
Yeah, that's basically the only thing I think I would care about as well.
So like a lot of fans are upset about it. I'm only upset about it because the surprise has been stolen from me.
Right.
because I was under the impression that they're just going to perform. I'm like, oh, good. I'm wondering what song they're going to perform. This will be nice. And then I want to see what they're going to do with her.
Right.
So,
because that's a combination I would not have thought to put together. But if it works, it works.
Yeah.
So,
Well, after the Super Bowl performance, I think it will work.
exactly. What was that? Is that Monday night that's going to be?
tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow.
Yes. That's why I said the only thing I'm watching tomorrow night.
I didn't pay attention. This is like you, sir. You started talking, I zoned out. I was trying to figure out if I had the next track queued up right. I got to run this whole program. So
let me bring this up.
Yeah.
I got the newest update for the iPhone.
Okay.
And it comes with the TV app. So I got curious. I'm like, oh, how's
A TV app does nothing for you.
I know, it's weird. I got to figure it out because whatever.
Well,
But anyway, I'm
Yeah.
going on with this.
Yes.
Right? So I go and I check some things out, and I said, oh, Riverdale. I'll see what that's all about. Oh, my God, I'm hooked.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I feel stupid for being hooked onto an Archie Comics revival show, but I am hooked.
Now,
It's in there.
let me ask you a question with regards to the Apple TV deal. Doesn't the Apple TV, doesn't it just kind of like mix together other, like it basically brings together, if you have Netflix and then you've also got Hulu and then you've also got videos in like your streaming
Yeah.
library and stuff.
It kind of
brings them all into one place. It's not its own thing though,
No,
right?
it's
It's to bring all that stuff under one umbrella.
Which I'm figuring out because when when I was using the app and I saw that they had Riverdale and I wanted to see what that was all about, it had me download the network app,
Okay.
like the CW, which is what it's
Right,
on.
right.
I'm like, why do I have to download the app to use the app? This is stupid.
Right.
So,
I got to the this is stupid point once I realized that the TV app wasn't something I could just watch TV with without having to have any other stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, cool. I could watch TV with this thing, and maybe it needs your maybe it needs your cable provider info.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, now I can watch, because you get the Verizon Fios app, which is what I got because we have Verizon, but you can only watch the stuff that they have set up to what you can't. It's not like you can just like flip through channels on your TV, on your app. So I thought the TV app was going to do that. I was like, oh, cool. I looked, and then I said, this is stupid. And now it's in the section of apps that I just
you
don't
can
use.
delete it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they allow that to happen.
Can you do that
Yeah.
now? Okay.
But
There's so many apps that I
was
probably don't
I
even
was
need on my
checking
phone.
out, and then I fell hard for that show.
Nice.
It's ridiculous. It's like a mix between Dawson's Creek and Twin Peaks.
That sounds horrible.
I thought it would sound horrible.
On paper, that is an awful description, sir.
I thought it would sound horrible, but it's actually not bad. It's like the teen drama that's going on. Like, it's the usual Archie situation where like Archie can't decide if he wants to be in a relationship with Veronica or Betty, and then like that whole thing's going on. But then on top of that, they throw in this murder mystery. Like a friend from school got like killed, and they're like, what happened? And then there's like, who killed this person? It's crazy. I don't understand it. I don't know why I like it, but I'm like foaming at the mouth every time an episode is up to come on the phone.
And it's on the CW.
Yeah.
That's all I need to know.
No,
It's on the CW, and it's like a mix between Dawson's Creek and Twin Peaks.
I'll tell you
that
what, though.
sounds fabulous.
I'll tell you what, it's far better than Star.
Jarrod had to watch a little bit of Star, which is I don't even know what network it's. I think it's on Fox. And because my wife is watching that show, and he came into, because Jarrod shows up at my house a half hour early and then complains about crap.
To be fair, my phone said 5:30.
Well, then it's time to get your phone into line. That doesn't make any sense because you've got an iPhone. Why would it say 5:30?
I don't know. It said 5:30, and I was like, oh, time to go to Rob's house.
I'm sure it
So
said.
I thought by that time it was 5:35, and I'm like panicked that you're already gone.
It probably said 4:30, and
then
you read it wrong.
I pulled up into your driveway, and I saw that your car was there. I'm like, oh, okay, so he's still here. What the hell is going on? And then your kitchen light went out. I'm like, oh, I guess they're going to bed. I guess. What the hell time is it?
Yeah, that basically it was very early. He gets to my door, and the first thing I say to him is, I'm still getting the show ready, and I haven't even had time to take a poop yet. He goes, should I wait out in the car? I'm like,
No,
no.
I didn't say that. I said I should leave.
And then I go, no, sir, come into my home, please. What does he do for the next half hour is just down talks everything that's going on in my house. Your wife's watching crap. This is awkward because she made a comment about you that she probably shouldn't have made, and all sorts of things like that. And then I'm like, well, I can't wait to leave this house, as I believe what you said.
That was a joke. Well, I was clearly welcome there. That cat with the strange face was hanging out on my lap.
My cats don't have strange faces, sir.
His cat's got like this sour face, like he's always disgruntled.
It's a she. That's first of all.
Well, she's got a disgruntled face on, this cat, all the time. Every time I see it.
Well, you're there. That's why.
Well, no, I thought so.
She's
but
trying to figure out how he got that damn cat on his face. She's like, "Did you kill a cat, sir, and paste it on your face?"
I did.
You savage.
I did.
That's what she's trying to figure out.
I sure did.
So, I mean, I don't blame her in that case.
No.
Oh, call us up. Because we're weird, so you want to talk to us. I know you do. 508-531-1303. Another big block of classic rock coming up. We got Tom Petty, Bad Company, and Billy Joel all on deck.
Saturday nights and classic rock. They just go together like bacon and hot fudge sundaes.
Whatever.
Just trust us on this, okay? Bacon and hot fudge sundaes. Yum. The Saturday night soundtrack with Rob Hicks on 91.5 WBIM.
It's the Beatles. At 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. SNS radio show. Billy Joel was before that. Bad Company. Kicked off the whole block with Tom Petty, Rob Hicks, Jarrod Barbetta, Steve Rimmer. I was reading an interesting article about, Steve, this might seem like an oxymoron to you, but I was reading an interesting article about Tom Petty over the...
That is an oxymoron.
It was in the middle of the night, and I was wide awake, and I had nothing else to read. And I was reading this thing. Did you know that Tom Petty at one point stole? And I got to look this back up.
Crap.
It was. So, well, no, you might, because this might bolster your, it might make you feel even better if you didn't feel great already about hating the guy. Mm-hmm. That apparently, so you know Del Shannon, right? Obviously, apparently he stole Del Shannon's guitar player, or bass player, or something to that effect. When Del Shannon was working with Tom Petty back in the late '80s or so, and I guess there was some contention because Del Shannon had been working to produce the some of Tom Petty's stuff, and the Heartbreakers had actually played on backup for one of Del Shannon's records at the time when he was trying to make a little bit of a comeback and everything. And Tom Petty was basically like, well, I like this guy and I like this player, and I'm going to take him with me.
Oh, wow.
And Del Shannon was like, well, please don't take him because he's the one who understands my music the best, and everything works better and clicks together when we're working. Please don't take him. And Tom Petty was like, Del, I love you, but I'm taking him. And shortly thereafter, Del Shannon killed himself with a .22 caliber rifle.
Oh, okay.
So there you go.
Blame Tom Petty.
Right.
For that
What I got out of that article basically was that when Del Shannon killed himself, and it was the article got posted because it was the anniversary of Del Shannon's death. He killed himself February 8th, 1990, and apparently when he did that, I guess we can blame Tom Petty for it, at least in part. Because, Del Shannon was battling depression and all sorts of things like that at the time, too. And so he had a long battle with that as well. But Tom Petty stealing your guitars or basses or whatever the hell it was, probably didn't help.
No.
So, Tom Petty was just a jerk, as pretty much what we're...
As I said all along.
I think that's where we're going with this. That he was a little bit of a... he was just a little bit of a jerk.
Yes.
So there you go. It might make you feel a little bit better about... not that you needed justification, you know what I mean? But if you did... Well, there you go. Call us up, 508-531-1303. Let us know what you want to hear. Classic Rock until 11 o'clock.
Yeah, where are the phone calls? We haven't had one yet.
I know. They'll all come when we get our food. We'll sit down to eat. I'll go to put a heaping pile in my mouth.
If we get our food.
Yes, if it remains to be seen.
It has been a bit longer than usual.
Remains to be seen.
Come on, Campus Pizza, get you out together.
Luckily, we do a 4-hour show, and tonight a 4-hour and 15-minute show, I should say. Did you see the footage from Angus Young showing up on stage in Sydney, Australia with Guns N' Roses?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, so it was one of those things that it had been rumored leading into it, but nothing officially had actually been said. And they were doing the concert. It was back, like I said, it was Sydney, Australia. I think it was a day or two ago. Yeah. And all of a sudden, Axl Rose made this announcement as he came out.
About a friend of ours. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Angus Young.
And Angus Young came out, and he had jeans and a T-shirt on.
Oh my!
Which was such an unusual sight. It was
something you've never seen. See, he didn't have a school uniform, but I wore my school jacket.
So Axl Rose had a jacket on that said AC/DC on the back.
Oh, nice!
And Angus Young came out, and he had just the T-shirt and jeans going.
Is this on YouTube?
Yeah, this is on YouTube. Yeah, if you search Guns N' Roses Sydney or Angus Young Sydney. It'll pop up. It'll show up all over the place. And then they just started going. And, you know, I'm going to say this, and it's one of those things that, again, I thought I would never say at any point, but I think the time for AC/DC is over. But I think if Angus Young wants to keep doing stuff like this deal, go on and God love him, because he can. He can still rip a riff like the best of them. Mm-hmm. And if he wants to go out and he wants to do stuff with Guns N' Roses, and the whole combination of this worked out so much better than I think anybody thought it was gonna. Yeah. Like, you know, there's now this friendship between Axl Rose and AC/DC, and I think everybody thought that. By the time the whole tour with, but him filling in for Brian Johnson on the last leg of AC/DC's tour, I think a lot of people thought it was just going to leave nothing but animosity. Oh, no. And it ended up leaving, I mean, they're like best friends now. Yeah. And because Axl Rose did so great on the tour, this is Guns N' Roses is now, they're still doing their Not in This Lifetime tour. That's what this was a part of. And, it's just great, and I think it's one of those things where, if, like I said, if Angus Young wants to go off and be solo, if he wants to do some projects with Axl Rose, I say maybe sort of let AC/DC fall into the sunset, because it's just such a fragmented band anyway. Yeah, nothing new is going on with them, but he's got a whole bunch of directions that he can kind of take with this deal, and I think maybe he might want to explore that. Just a little bit, instead of trying to go off and piece AC/DC back together again like Humpty Dumpty. It's essentially at this point. But
I've never seen Angus outside of a.
Isn't it weird to see? It's so weird to see.
It's really strange.
It's hilarious.
I've seen it.
Have you seen it?
I've seen him outside of clothes.
You've seen Angus Young naked?
I have.
I'm sorry for you, sir.
Yeah,
awesome.
Me too.
Oh, good for you.
No, I seen him in street clothes. Not that surprising.
Yeah, actually, you know what I think about it? I've seen him being interviewed and he wasn't wearing his uniform, so maybe I have.
It's kind of like looking at,
interesting though.
Grandma.
Well, I'm not saying that the guy looks great. I'm just saying it's weird to see him outside of the school uniform deal.
Mm-hmm. I think it's like the thing with Kiss. I've never seen Kiss without the makeup before. It's such a novelty. Who cares?
Oh, thanks for crapping all over this segment, Jarrod.
You're welcome. This is brought to you by the KGB.
So I appreciate that. Jesus Christ. You haven't really dumped all over anything in a while, to a degree where it just sucks the air out of the room, and, well, I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
You suck.
Yeah, you know who else sucks?
Yeah, I know who sucks. Don't say it over the air, please. Oh, and 508-531-1303 is the number to call. Yes, you blew a 28-3 lead. Are you serious?
Yeah, they're serious.
Oh, that whole thing, Joe.
Well, that's because they had to listen to the presidential,
Is that what it was?
Yeah. Like, he's the president now. We have to do it.
Did that just blow it for him?
We have to blow the game.
Conspiracy theories.
How many packs are not going now? Is it 4?
I've lost track.
Yeah.
It's at least 4 or 5. It might even be up to 6 at this point.
Okay.
Is there one? Not to sound racist. Well, didn't I see that there was racist thing? Didn't I see that there was one white guy that's not going? There's like 5 black.
Yeah, I think there's one.
Because I saw a picture, and it was basically like, it was, just like horizontal rectangular pictures of the guys who weren't going, and there were 4 or 5, black players, and then there was one white guy in the middle of it, and I don't know who the white guy was.
Ah.
Well, it's not Tom Brady.
No,
that's for sure.
No, he'll be there.
We know it's not Belichick. That's for sure too.
It's the only white people we know.
But you know what I'm saying, because they're friends with him. I mean, It could have been Chris Hogan for all I know. I don't think I'd recognize that guy outside of, showing the pictures on the bottom of the screens and stuff.
I saw a piece on the news the other day about the amount of NFL players that you would not recognize in the street.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a lot of them.
There's very few of them that are as recognizable as people like Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Right.
There's a ton of them.
Well, when you're in movies
around
all the time and television shows, and
they could just wander around.
I'm a billionaire. I have money flowing out of my pockets, and my brain is slowly leaking. But
there's a whole. Yeah, I mean, unless you're a true diehard fan of any particular team or franchise or just the sport in general, you're not going to notice a lot of these guys. Just wherever they happen to be. I mean, maybe if you see Odell Beckham Jr.'s shocking blonde hair, that might look familiar to you. But other than that, you're probably not going to recognize a whole bunch of them.
No.
But
We're getting hungry.
But I noticed that.
We're approaching 2 hours.
I'm starting to think that I should have. Are we really approaching 2 hours?
Yes, we are.
What time? You didn't order until about 7:30.
7:10. Because I remember I was on hold for 10 minutes.
Let's not open this door again.
Been there.
Oh, another big block of classic rock coming up. 508-531-1303. Let us know what you want to hear. It's SNS on BIM.
The Saturday Night Soundtrack.
Saturday night. Saturday night. Saturday night. Saturday night. Actually, pretty nice little Saturday.
WBIM.
It's SNS Radio Show 91.5 WBIM. Rob Hicks, Jarrod Barbetta, Steve Rimmer. Give us a call. Let us know what you want to hear. 508-531-1303. And we'll get anything on you want. You've got three grumpy old men in here who are just kind of hangry at this point because for some reason places don't understand how to get their poop together when it comes to delivery. Not quite sure what the problem is, but they'll figure it out eventually.
But, I mean, we order from these people every week. How difficult can this be? I mean,
I don't know,
fire
sir.
their delivery drivers every week and get new people or something?
I don't know what they're doing.
It just needs to be figured out, is all I know.
I want warm food.
No, warm won't do it for me. It needs to be hot.
Oh, God. Steve's going to cause a scene.
Well, if I have to go all the way down there and talk to the guy myself, are you going to take it? You going to go get them the money this time?
I'm not going.
Damn it.
I'm liable to disrupt the proceedings in such a way that they'll never want to deal with us again.
Just disrupt away, sir. Mm-hmm. I just want my food. I don't care if it's cold.
Are we sure that we want to go that way and just disrupt the... I mean, I basically
What
think...
did you order?
I think we already said that we're...
Pizza.
I think we're already thinking Chessman's for next week.
Yeah, I think so.
After this incident.
Yeah. Maybe they're listening and they're spitting in our food now.
Well, they probably spit in it already after a call. Not that it was your fault. Oh, wait, it was. You didn't give them the address when you called, apparently. No, apparently you didn't.
He gives it them every week.
And nobody cares when they leave the place. Like us on Facebook, Saturday Night Soundtrack. Follow us on Twitter at SN Soundtrack. And
tell us how bad of a loser.
Yeah, check out the YouTube channel. Don't forget to search for Saturday Night Soundtrack. Filter for channels on YouTube. And you'll end up getting to hear old men bitch a whole bunch of times about a whole bunch of stuff. And I was not able to get last week's show up this week. So when I do it this time, it's going to be a twofer.
You couldn't get it up this week?
I could not get it up this week.
That explains everything.
I just had no time to get it up. None whatsoever. So look for a twofer this week when I upload this show and then upload last week's show as well. And
so you're going to get it up twice then?
I'm gonna, well, God willing. Okay. I don't necessarily know if that's going to work, but we'll see. Prayer can only do so much. Yeah. I just want my food, man. Steve, tell us about the track we got coming up. You ran a CD in here, and I decided I just wanted to play this now.
It was a nice collection. There was a British DJ called John Peel that opened my eyes to a lot of good music back in the 70s, etc. And this was a compilation they put together after his death. And it's Jimi Hendrix. And it was one that Jarrod spotted and said, I tried to buy that track once.
I did.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I got his... I got Jimi Hendrix's box set, hoping to get that track in there, and it was not in the set.
Oh,
yeah,
that's disappointing.
And I wasn't sure which track to play, so that just swayed my opinion.
This one's called Spanish Castle Magic.
Yep,
and it's coming up here, 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. You got SNS on BIM. That's Foreigner at 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. SNS Radio Show. John Mellencamp before that, 38 Special. Peter Gabriel by request, which we appreciate. Steppenwolf, Deep Purple, and Police, all on that block. Rob Hicks, Jarrod Barbetta, Steve Rimmer.
Welcome to the 80s.
Yes, I also I also appreciate Jarrod running in here to take the request. He could have written it down on the piece of paper that was right in front of him, as opposed to my napkin. He writes it down on my napkin, and then all of a sudden looks and goes, "Oh crap, that was your napkin. Oh, I'm sorry," and then just leaves the room.
So, did you hear the Genesis stuff coming out this week?
I didn't yet.
Now that Mr. Collins is fully recovered from his alcoholism and his injuries, etc., and he was getting his career back together again.
It's so disparaging the way he leads into this. Go ahead, sir.
No, they've decided to do a reunion tour.
Oh, yes.
So it will only be the three of them at this point. But
Okay.
Peter Gabriel was interviewed, and he did say that it was prior commitments that are stopping him from being a part of it right now, but it doesn't mean that he wouldn't want to be a part of a reunion with them at a later time. So, Hackett is just keeping numb. He hasn't said anything.
And then now I wonder, do you get the feeling that if they ever get this off the ground that he would actually jump in and be a part of it, or do you think he would just kind of keep his Hackett would continue to keep his distance?
I think if Gabriel was on board, I think Hackett might come on board too.
Okay.
Yeah.
You think that's the tipping point?
He's done post Genesis. He's actually put albums together of older Genesis stuff. So, his liking for the material is still there, obviously. So, yeah. No, I think for him, Hackett, I think that's the reason he left. I don't think he was happy with the direction that Phil was taking Genesis, as was not I. I hasten to add.
In the immortal words of Steve from a week or two ago, you don't do Motown songs.
No. So I think Hackett, knowing Hackett and knowing his body of work after Genesis, he was probably the same thought.
Right.
So he didn't want to be part of that.
I want to be part of that crap.
But if Genesis, if Gabriel came back, I mean, it would only be the one thing. It's not like they're getting back together again.
Right. Remains to be seen, I suppose.
So far.
You and I were obviously discussing off the air of our feelings about the halftime show at the Super Bowl.
You have the...
yes. And now it becomes even more relevant, too, now that Lady Gaga is going to be performing with Metallica at the Grammys. And I wonder... I don't want this to be another one of those cases like last year where... I think last year, remember, it was almost the exact same thing. It was like she performed at the Super Bowl because she did the national anthem, and everyone was like, that was amazing. And then she did the Grammys, and she did the David Bowie tribute where she tried to cram in too many songs, or somebody decided to cram in too many songs in one performance, and it was like, what happened to that?
That was silly.
So I'm kind of hoping that this is going to be like a 1-2 punch kind of deal. Like she does this, which I love this performance. I love the hell out of this whole thing.
Oh yeah.
So I'm hoping that she does something like this, and then tops it off with a stellar performance at the Grammys.
Now, do you know what she's doing?
Nobody knows. Okay. I've been trying to find out like what they're doing, and some kid like took Enter Sandman and mixed it with another one of her popular songs.
Okay.
And it sounded pretty good. Like, oh, all right, that would be interesting if that's what they did.
Right.
I'd rather not hear Sandman again. Being a fan, you hear that song all the time.
Right.
But I don't know what they're doing. I don't know. I'm excited to find out.
Well, nobody was even supposed to know that they were doing it in the first place, right?
It's supposed to be like they're performing separately, and then that, like, boom, there it is.
Right.
Now we're doing it together.
This probably would have been an even more enjoyable halftime performance had we not been just sort of in shock at how the first half of the game went.
That's true.
Because at halftime, what was it? Was it 21-3 at that point?
I believe so.
And then it became 28-3.
Mm-hmm. Look.
Here we go.
Here's the thing for me.
All right, here we go. Everybody sit back. Jarrod has a thing.
All the time with these people. All the time with the Pats. It's always the same. They suck at the beginning and then make everybody go, oh, man, we're not doing it this time, fellas. Put away the party favors and the guacamole. And then all of a sudden they pop it out at, like the very end. And then, like, they do great and stellar. It's like, where the hell were you the whole damn game? All the time. Every time I watch a game of theirs, they always suck in the start, and then in the end, they put the pinky in the butt, and it's great.
They do the what now? I started to... I'll be honest, I started to zone out like sometimes I do when you start talking about these things, and then you said something about pinky in the butt.
Yeah, of course you'd be excited about that.
And then I started wondering what was going on.
Well, first off, my setup worked out great. Thank you for that.
Oh, good.
They always that's my point, is that they always like kick it through, and they always come up on top. Like they always suck in the beginning, and then they're just like, oh, you know what? Maybe we should start playing the game.
Because they're fighters.
I don't I mean, like, maybe at first I was thinking maybe what they're doing is they're kind of like, oh, yeah, we suck, blah, 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 deflated balls. and then also like, no, like, this is how we really are. We're just going to, like, ram you through. We're going to tease you a little bit and make you think that we're going to suck. And then you're like, ooh, it's going to happen, and it doesn't happen.
I don't know how his brain works at times. I'm sorry. I really don't.
You know what I mean?
I try to understand.
There's the part of me that doesn't think that I should sit back and let this happen. And then there's the other part of me that goes, oh, the train wreck's coming.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at how this turns out.
Oh, you just want me to drop bombs.
I just want to see how this happens.
Yeah. No, that's what happens all the time with them. That's my observation. Every time I watch a game, that's what happens. They suck bad, and then they turn around, they turn the whole game around, and then they're the winners. Like, for me, there's no surprise. I want to be some surprises here.
How is there no surprise in this Super Bowl?
None.
God, it's the
For
biggest
Christ's
turnaround
sake.
in Super Bowl
None.
history.
First of all, the Falcons ended up on top 28-3.
Yep. Not surprised. Because that's the way they go.
Then you're
That's
the only
way they-
person in the country.
No, because that's
who
the
was
way
not
they operate.
surprised. No, it's not.
Yes, it is. They
How many-
always suck.
How many?
They always suck in the first
How many
half.
games have you watched?
I've
how
watched-
many Patriots games have you watched?
I can't count them on my hands. I know that much.
Okay,
I
so
watched it a lot.
This year.
So have you?
This year, I don't know.
Have you
None.
seen all the ones?
None.
Have you seen
None
the
was
ones
his
where
answer.
they basically blow the other team out of the water from the get-go? Because it does not sound like you have.
Which ones are they going up against? Like, they're going up like the Dolphins. Yeah, of course they're going to run those guys over.
Didn't you just say?
Oh, see, there's a difference because they're trying to be artistic about it, right? Like, oh, look at us, look at us. Oh.
But this is based on you not having seen any games this season.
Yeah, this season, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
All right. Continue.
Enough said.
Continue with your uninformed opinion.
Since Bledsoe. No. Let me go back. Let me go back. Since Tom Brady got into the thing, right? Into the quarterback side.
I'm waiting for him to pop out with, but that Parcells is doing great with the team
Oh,
these
Bill's
days.
great. I love Bill Parcells. Yeah.
No, I'm
Long
saying,
live the tuna.
but yeah, really.
Continue.
Ever since Brady got in, right? That's always the way it's been. That's all. I'm just making an observation.
You're full of shit. I'm going to make that observation.
I would tend to agree, sir.
You're gonna have to fill out a card now.
Yeah,
pal.
no, that's fine. It's worth it.
No, you know what? No, I'm
He's
telling
a
you.
dick.
You can say that now.
Yes, I know I can.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
what I just did.
I'm telling you. And like they make
I know
a
you're
show
telling
of it.
me.
They make a show of it. They go against like a big opponent. They're like, well, all right, maybe we should worry about it. And then they kind of play with them a little bit, like a cat plays with a mouse before he eats it. That's all I'm making. That's all I'm making is an observation here about that.
Did you watch any of the playoff games?
I watched nothing.
Nothing.
Okay. All right.
This season I watched nothing.
All right.
I watched tons of crap last season.
That's great.
You know what I mean? I'm just saying it's an observation. All the time, they're just trying to make a show.
An
of it.
uninformed
They try to make it.
observation.
Did you watch?
having not
Did you watch
watched them this
Did you
year.
watch the game with the deflated balls when they played?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yes, I did.
So tell me in that game. Tell me at which point they were behind and sucking and then came
Yes,
back.
exactly.
All the time.
No.
Not once.
Oh, thank you for this, sir.
Yeah, how you doing?
This has been
There's another one of you. How you
this has
doing?
been fantastic.
Cool, I'm good.
Sir, can you? He can't focus, can he, Steve?
No, he can't.
No.
Just saying.
You're just saying nothing. He's
No.
saying nothing that makes any kind of sense.
Making all kinds of sense. It makes sense. They're always playing with you. They add the dramaticness to it, the theatrics. Oh, let's lose a little bit and make everybody worried. That's what happens.
Okay.
It's observation.
It's a completely uninformed observation,
Yeah.
but that's totally fine.
Seems sound to me.
I'm sure it does.
Well, there's a lot of things that go on in
All
your
right,
head.
then please explain to me. Please explain to me then where these athletic heroes were the whole first half of the game. Where were they? If they're so great,
What I'm saying is that
what are you saying?
I'm saying I think they came out into that game, and I think they grossly underestimated the Falcons.
Oh, absolutely.
And I
They're
think
always prepared.
And I think they started out. I understand
You
that's.
got Bill Belichick. I'm always prepared.
Yes, I understand that's the line that he gives to the press. I'm saying mentally, they're thinking to themselves, we're basically going to run all over this deal. And that just turned out not to be the case. There was no way that they were going to be able to do that. And the Falcons were just too fast, and I think they just stunned them.
Yeah.
The problem coming into it, too, is that I understand that these teams study tapes and everything about the other teams that they're going to play
Falcons
and so
play
forth.
completely differently, though.
They play completely differently, and the Patriots have no exposure to them whatsoever. They didn't play them at all during the season.
No.
And I can't think of the last time they actually played them during a regular season, if they have in the past few years.
Exactly.
So they know, studying tapes and studying game footage and everything from other games and other teams playing them is going to show you so much. You really get to learn, and you really get to get the idea of how these teams play by going up against them. And the Patriots hadn't gone up against them at all in this year, and I think they just came out in that first half and I think it was a combination of they didn't necessarily know exactly what to be prepared for. They underestimated them, and the Falcons were all friggin' revved up to go out there and crush the team that everybody loves to hate.
Here's my final say on this.
Oh, God.
The whole jersey stolen thing was like a metaphor on how they operate. They give you a big dramatic situation, and then in the end, they win. That's it. That's all it is.
I don't understand that metaphor. That makes no sense.
All right, so like Tom Brady's like, oh, my jersey, my game.
I didn't really need you to explain it.
My
I
game
just am
jersey
saying
was
I don't
missing.
understand it.
It was stolen, and oh man, I'm so bummed out. But then, oh no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. So it's like that. I'm like, oh wow, we suck in the first half, and then we do great in the second half. Eat me.
This entire segment has been voiced by Jarrod. If any of you have complaints or comments on anything that's been said, you can call us at 508-531-1303. And just remember, it was Jarrod who said all these things. Steve and I refuted everything that Jarrod said. All of these opinions have been Jarrod's and Jarrod's alone.
Yes.
And do not necessarily represent the full opinions of us here on SNS.
Exactly.
So there you go.
Screw that. It's all a game. It's all like they're just toying with the fans to make the dramaticness of it and entertain people. That's all it is. That's all it is. They knew what they were getting into when they were facing the Falcons. That's it. They were just like, oh, let's make this dramatic.
I'm going to touch the tick just for the hell of it.
I don't necessarily think they wanted to make it dramatic to the tune of 28-3, though. Are you nuts?
No.
Making it dramatic is letting the other team maybe get a touchdown, if that. And I don't think they would even be wanting to do that. But
I've seen games where they let it go a little bit too far, and you're like, whoa, wait a second, pal, what are you going to do?
yeah, there's a little bit too far, and then there's 28-3, and then having to ramp up and mount the greatest comeback in Super Bowl history, or probably NFL history. I don't even know.
No, it is. It is NFL history. It's the first time that's ever gone into overtime.
Well, there you go.
So, like, all the more, because it's like, oh, you want to take me away from 4 games? That's fine. I will you in the throat so hard with my athletic awesomeness down your throat. And then they're like, oh, let's make history. Good. That's wonderful for you, making dramatics.
Wonderful for the fans, too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Wonderful.
Yep.
Here's another big block of classic rock.
Big block.
Yeah, probably only a couple of
down your
songs,
throat.
and then we'll come back. You got SNS, for better or worse, on BIM.
You swallow
It's
it.
time to dust off some crusty, dirty old relics. Maybe they'll clean some of the records, too, while they're at it. Rob Hicks, Jarrod Barbetta, and Steve Rimmer. The Saturday night soundtrack on 91.5 WBIM.
That's Neil Young at 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Saturday night soundtrack, Rob Hicks, Jarrod Barbetta, Steve Rimmer just after 10. And we had a caller who ended up deciding that she just needed to voice her opinion on all of Jarrod's comments in the last segment.
I don't give a about none of that.
Sorry, but she would say that, and well, it's a free speech and everything like that, at least for now in this country.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah, make the most of it while you can.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my thought.
Especially because Trump's all friends with Belichick and Brady. You're going to shut you down, sir. 508-531-1303. Let us know what you want to hear. Got one last classic rock block of the evening, remarkably already coming up. This night has gone by super fast.
Yeah, it has.
It could have gone by a little slower, but oh well.
Well, had we got here earlier.
Yeah,
we
absolutely.
could have got here earlier.
That's my point. I'm not too subtle about it either because no one is listening or cares. Have you heard? So, just to rub a little bit more salt in the whole topic of Patriots and everything. Did you hear Did you hear Edelman mic'd up at the time that he made that catch?
No.
So he had they always do that mic'd up thing where they got the microphones on them for certain parts of the game or the whole game, or I don't necessarily know what the deal always is. But he happened to have the mic on him and active at the time that he made that catch that was like bounced off the guy's leg, and somehow he managed to catch it in midair before it hit the turf, like within a half an inch, which was absolutely insane. Here was I don't know who, I think somebody from Showtime or something like that's doing the calls here, because it wasn't the guys on Fox. But here's the call, and then you'll just hear Edelman's reaction to it.
Shotgun snap to Brady. Stands in, throws down the middle for Edelman. Ball's tipped, and Julian diving for it.
I caught it.
Edelman has it. Did he make the catch?
He's got
he
it.
did.
You gotta be
at
kidding
the
me.
40.
No, here's the great part is this next part, because he starts arguing with the guy on the other team who's telling him he didn't catch it.
Boy, hard to tell.
I caught it. Crazy. I swear to. No way. Look at that.
Watch.
On the ground.
No.
And he's pointing up at the screens, like the monitors, as they're doing the replays. He's like, "Nope, I caught it. Look." And the greatest part here, he still had the mic on him at the end of the game. And I don't know if you remember. Well, obviously you remember. It just happened last week. That touchdown at the end of the game was super close.
Yep.
As far as like the ball crossing the plane versus when his knee went down and all that. So they still had the mic on Edelman when everybody was starting to run out onto the field. And he didn't necessarily think that they were ready to run out on the field just yet.
We went in, but I don't know. They got to review it. Was it in? Get out of the way. Get the off the field. It's not over. It's not over. Get the off the field. Is it over?
Yes.
They got to review it.
They reviewed it.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh! Gotta believe.
Oh, man.
Gotta believe.
Get them off the field. Because apparently when I was watching the video that went along with that audio, they as he's still trying to get people off the field, Belichick comes over to him like big face, and he's about to like give him a hug, and he's like, "What?" He really thought they were going to just review the thing for another 5 minutes or so. But it's a jubilation of everyone who knows that they fought really hard until the end. So,
Yes.
there you go.
Don't get into that again. Please.
Oh man,
I'm glad we're here.
hey, Steve, you and I are married.
Yes.
Not to each other, we hasten to point out. Do you? I know you obviously get days off during the week because of your schedule. You work during the weekends, and then you get you'll get a Thursday or a Monday or whatever the case is off from work. Do you ever get bored on your days off?
Never.
Okay, so because you always have you have things that you want to do,
I
right?
have things. I don't have enough time to do the things I want to do.
Right. So, case in point, again, the snow day, right? So we're all, we're snowed in. It's Thursday. I'm working from home. As I mentioned earlier, my wife's work had canceled completely. So she found herself with a day off. Now, to me, that would be like Christmas. Like, I already knew I had to work from home, but it's like, if they were just to be like, "Meh, you guys don't have to even work. Just, just don't come in." Okay. Like, that would be fantastic.
Yes.
She calls out from the other room. "I'm bored."
Oh, my God.
Guess what time of day this was?
10 o'clock in the morning.
Yes, it was. Yes, it effing was.
Oh, well.
10 o'clock in the morning. So I go into the bedroom and I look at her and I'm like, "Are you serious?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm bored. There's nothing to do." So I'm like,
shovel.
right. So and here's the thing: it hadn't even really started snowing yet at that point in our area. It was still kind of like drizzly, freezing rain, and it was maybe going to start in like the next hour or so. So I said, first of all, you could probably still go somewhere at this point because it's not even that bad. I was like, and secondly, I hate to point this out, but you're sitting in a room next to a wonderful device that could do all sorts of crazy things for you. I'm not talking about that one. I'm talking about the TV. The TV is right there. Channels, on demand, Blu-rays, Netflix, anything.
Anything.
Do you realize how much use I would be getting out of just sitting home watching TV all day if I had the opportunity? How are you bored? She read a 500-page book from, I think, that point in time from 10 a.m. to 2:30.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the sort of thing I could do, too.
It is, but at the same time, How are you bored? I don't understand.
That does make sense.
I'm usually doing at least 2 or 3 things at once.
Right.
When I'm on
Exactly.
my day off. And I get perturbed when the wife takes the time off because it disturbs me from doing what I planned to do. Like she was off on the snow day. That was my regular day off. It just happened to fall on the day that it was a blizzard.
Right, so that messes you up, right?
I already had plans for what I was going to do that day, and then I actually didn't want her to drive in because it was getting pretty bad in my area by about the time she was about to set off, and I could see that the coming home part for her would have been nasty. So she called out. Here's a silly thing. She called out and she got altitude for calling out. Later that day, her company closed and sent everybody home.
Oh, really?
Probably at the worst part of the storm to drive in. So
yeah, that's the thing is that it was going to get worse during the day.
Exactly.
So they were issuing they were basically saying whoever makes the call, the governor's office or whatever was saying the night before, if you don't have to go into work tomorrow, don't go in. The fewer people on the roads, the better. Because it's going to get worse as the day goes on. I mean, driving at 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, at least on the South Shore, was no issue. Driving at 1 or 2 in the afternoon, issue. Now,
if I hadn't been scheduled to take the day off that day, I was expected that I was supposed to go in because we're an essential service. We never close, ever. So they're never going to send anybody home early from at least Wegmans supermarket. They won't.
Oh, really?
No, we're deemed as even if we get stopped by the police, if there's a driving ban. And we get stopped by the police, we just tell them that we're part of an essential service and they have to let you go. So, even when they tell you to stay off the roads, we have to be on the roads.
There you go.
So, yeah. For a supermarket, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Doing the essential work, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Quote unquote.
Could I then go I'm driving to an essential place that I need to get my bread?
Yes.
I need to make a...
Why is it everybody needs bread and milk the day before storm?
I don't know. We always make fun of that. I went out and got sub rolls.
Yeah, I did. You got 6, didn't you?
I did.
You only needed 2.
I understand that.
Well,
Gosh.
Guess how many are left in the cabinet now? 1. Yeah.
It's like I need to make a grilled cheese sandwich in the middle of a blizzard.
With a glass of milk.
And I'm going to go out into the blizzard to get this cheese and milk.
I mean...
Or bread, You get pulled over. What are you doing?
My normal shop day would have been Thursday.
Yeah.
But I wasn't going to go out in that.
No, I wouldn't.
No. So I went shopping today after work because I closed last night, so I didn't finish work until 6:30. I didn't want to go grocery shopping at that time. So I went in today, which is basically the day before another storm is expected.
Right.
Stupid.
That is stupid.
What a great birthday gift.
Yeah, I got in that in half an hour, though.
Newsflash, Jarrod's birthday is Monday, in case anyone cares.
And the 13th?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, how about that?
Well, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah, there it is.
So you're going to work?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Don't ask about this, sir. It's a sore spot.
Well, here's the thing. This is another day when it's going to be snowing.
Yep.
Guess what? It's my scheduled day off.
Oh.
It's happened 4 times. So actually, the 4 little bad pieces of snow we've had this year have all been on my day off.
What the hell does that have to do with my birthday?
Nothing. It's just how unfortunate you are and how fortunate I am.
Yeah, right then.
All right.
Yes.
Well, that concludes our show for
Yeah,
tonight.
there you go. No, we're taking off. No, we're not. We get another block of classic rock for you, and I think we should probably start it right now.
Yes.
508-531-1303. Let us know if there's anything you want to hear in this last block. You got SNS on BIM.
Those major market stations have high-profile sponsors. Hosts with 30 years of experience and over 20,000 watts of power. Well, we have a British guy. Check and Mates. Steve Rimmer is on the Saturday night soundtrack on VIM.
It's 91.5 WBI in Bridgewater. Saturday night soundtrack about ready to wrap it up for another week. Rob Hicks, Jarrod Barbetta, Steve Rimmer. Hello. Hello. I don't understand. I don't understand. I'd say thanks to everyone who called, but we got one.
Just the one?
Come on, guys.
At least it was somebody new.
It was somebody new. Where the frig is Lisa?
I don't know.
She's probably another one that's fallen by the wayside now.
Oh, she's fallen asleep on the couch.
So there could be that as well.
Passed out.
There could be.
Yes.
Hey, did we ever figure out what was going on down the hall, that Valentine's dinner deal?
No.
Was it like...
I think it was done by the time we got here.
Yeah, I was trying to figure it out because
It was an alum.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I thought it was
Yeah.
because it looked like there were older people there. I didn't see any students.
You could have gone and eaten then.
I could have gone and eaten.
Yeah.
Damn it! Nobody tells me about anything. That's part of the problem.
Yeah.
Nobody around here wants to let me know about anything, including shifts that might be open that I could take over. So it's just the normal course of how things go around here.
Yes, it is par for the course.
So more snow coming in tomorrow night, but I'm sure we'll all survive. And then we'll be back next week. And spring break's coming up. It's going to be coming up, I believe.
Where are we going?
I wish. We're going off the air for 2 weeks. That's where we're going. I believe it is going to be the March the 6th and the 13th that we're not going to be on.
Yeah.
So we'll, but we got a couple of, sorry, not the 6th and the 14th. What the hell am I talking about? We are on Saturdays. Those are Mondays. I've learned to read a calendar recently, and it's great. The 4th and the 11th are the shows I believe we're not going to be on. But we're here next week and the week after, and then you miss us for 2 weeks.
Yes.
So make note of that in your calendars, and make sure you take advantage of all the time you got with us now. Because holy God, we're not going to be in your lives forever, people.
When do we end this next session? Is it?
We end this next session on May the 6th, I believe.
Okay, so we got a couple of months.
Yeah. We got plenty of time.
Yeah,
it's just that it's that spring break that always fouls me up because I always forget that it's technically spring break is only a week long, but the campus center is closed for the 2 weekends, so they're closed everybody goes away on the Friday. Building's closed on that Saturday, and then nobody really comes back and gets into the swing of things until the Sunday, Monday. Yeah. So that's how we end up missing out 2 weeks by doing a Saturday show.
Exactly.
But that's just life. It's just how it goes.
Yeah.
So, anyway, it's been real and it's been fun.
But it hasn't been real fun.
Oh, if you missed this zaniness, I'll just wait until next week, and we'll be back. We'll be re-energized, and hopefully we'll be getting food from a different place, and we'll be able to eat it before 9 o'clock.
Yes.
So that'll be great. I think some research has been done on that. And, we vote with our wallets here. And
you guys used to be our sponsor, but F you.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? You were our sponsor when Ray was your driver.
Yeah,
when you dropped that dude, pretty much the quality kind of went out the window.
He was the kid that used to come all the way up to the studio.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But every week without fail is basically what it was. And he used to fight the other drivers to get to come up here.
Exactly.
Because he knew we were going to give him a good tip. So, and we give him a good tip because they bring the stuff all the way up here. So that's pretty much how it goes.
Yep.
I don't want to go chase. Well, Jarrod doesn't want to go chasing you all around the campus.
Yeah, usually it's the sponsors that drop the program based on the content, but we are dropping you because we don't like you.
Because of the content. It's basically what it is. And when it was provided to us. So,
you know how cold it is out there now, Rob?
How cold is it?
It's 21 degrees.
Well, that'll be fun to walk out on. 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. We'll see you next week. We're going to leave you with AC/DC. Girls Got Rhythm, the Bon Scott years. We'll see you next week. Bye.